Side again, comparing to the last match, and then lineup no changes whatsoever, no team news. So it's Kyriakopoulou, Margariti, Kovacevic, Furaki, Drakoto, Papadopoulou, Klapsianu, another thrilling quarterfinal showdown. It's time for the Netherlands versus Greece. The first piece of the semi-final puzzle is in place. Hungary is our first semi-finalist. You could have enjoyed that match not so long ago. And now it's time to find out who will claim the second, as two more match are Luis Santos from Portugal and Maro Savinovic from Croatia. And as we're counting down the final 2 minutes, I believe, till the first swim off of our second quarterfinal of the day, I'm going to remind you and take you along the top 8. As for Xenofon Lempes' side and his national team, they had to go through the crossover match as they finished third behind Spain and Italy with 3 points to their name, and then they won against the hosts of this competition, Team Portugal, with 27-8 yesterday. Yep, the cap number 14 is in question, and the Greek national team has the first possession of this second quarterfinal match. Drakoto sends it over to the left side where it's Furaki. The center forward fighting for her position there. Another player swimming through, but the player who had the ball, didn't spot her in time. Now it's only 5 seconds on the little shot clock. Aspasia Fouraki sends it to the left wing, and there's the lob that hits the woodwork. First attempt from the Greek national team won't go in. The starting goalkeeper, as you saw there, Caitlin von Leuven, the Dezan Waterpolo player. If we're gonna take a look at the club level, the club she is representing. On to Karampetsu, who has the ball, who is stopped in time. Let's see, will she find one of her teammates swimming in the counter-attack? On to the left side of the attack again to Dracotu. Dracotu sends it to the outfield line. 7 seconds till the end of this attack. The ball finds the center forward, but a turnover fall is given on Niki Tsiugri. Ball back safe in possession of Caitlin von Leuven. Another turnover fall spotted by the referee, so the Greek side has a chance to score the first goal of the match yet again. It looks like a 4 versus 3 situation, might even be 5 on 3. And there's the first goal of the match, courtesy of the player on the right side, and it should be Ariadne Pantelia Karampetsu, player of Ethnikos, also the national team captain, if I'm not mistaken. So we have Karampetsu as our first scorer of this quarterfinal clash, and we're gonna take a look at that left-handed shot, the skip shot that went to the opposite side, to the opposite corner of von Leuven's net. A good ball to the center, who might draw an exclusion, if not a goal. And the second option is the one that we're gonna witness here in Oeiras. A quick leveling of the score thanks to Tatum van der Elst. And a good ball that came from that right side, I should say as well. And if we see a replay real soon, we might praise the player who got the ball to her in time. And then the rest of the job done by the previously mentioned Polar Bears player, one of, that is. A lot of the Dutch players coming from either Polar Bears or Donk, those two clubs mainly. When you look at the club levels of the Dutch national team players. But let's put that to the side. Let's see what the Greek side has to offer. It's yet another turnover fall given on their center. So Team Netherlands now has a chance to get to the first scenario where they're in the advantage here. Godefroy. On to the right winger. Back to the nearest option with now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Is it gonna go in? Yeah, there's a nice shot from the 6 meters, courtesy of Tess van der Meer. Van der Meer being yet another of Donk players within the Dutch national team. So Karampetsu, Van der Elst and Van der Meer. Those are our scorers so far, with around 2.5 minutes since we kicked things off in this second quarterfinal match. Fouraki lacking options, so she sends the ball to Dracotu. Dracotu finds the center forward who draws an exclusion. Van der Meer has to go out of the field of play. And now the first attempt with the extra player, the shot that came from the right back position there, won't go in. It was the team captain. It was the number 12, Karampetsu. So 0 out of 1 when it comes to the extra players situation so far. The only one, truth to be told, we've seen so far. Godefroy finds her center and a great ball yet again to the player right there in the middle at the 2-meter line. And we're gonna add a new name to the list, or should I say Pien Gorter as the new scorer, but extremely familiar face when it comes to Dutch water polo and of course European as well. BVSC player. Golden in Funchal if you tagged along when it comes to the European Championship held back in January of 2026. Extremely talented player. A youngster that, like I said, already has quite an impressive accolade, that is, being the champion of Europe with the senior national team. The ball is now at the right side of the attack. 12 seconds, that's what the shot clock says. Will the Greek side find a solution to level the score? Margariti? Nope, not in this attack, but there will be another 18 seconds to do just that. 4 minutes, 25 seconds. That's how much time we have left in the first period, in the first quarter. Another swim through, so additional center forward option there for the Greek side, but even better of a reaction there from Godefroy, who steals the ball, draws an exclusion, and now Beta is the player that has to go out. The Dutch side has a counter-attack for a free situation. Godefroy sends it to the left wing, well, attempts to do so, but a great reaction there from Karagiani, if I saw that correctly. She is the player that stole the ball back in the possession of the Greek side. So no chance to convert their first extra player situation. Talking about the Dutch side, of course, so 0 out of 1 for each of the teams. It's now Gorter who came back, trying to prevent the ball, finding the center forward being Clapsiano. Saltamanica has the additional option on the left post, but yet again, the Greek side didn't find the answer how to get the ball into the back of Van Leuven's net in this attack. You saw from this angle as well, where did the ball go to? Hit the left post in the previous attack. On to the Dutch side, a possible fourth goal that is, for Richard van Eck's side. Two center forwards for them as well. Now it's Godefroy. Godefroy goes near the right post, sends it wide. Staying at those 3-1. That's what the scoreboard says. And this is what happened in that previous situation with Godefroy's shot. Karagiani waits for her center, being yet again Clapsiano. Saltamanica, it's in, 3-2. Glifada player sends it in for 3-2. From the left post into the back of the net. And it's one goal of a difference between these two teams, but we're still in the first quarter, plenty of time left, and given the quality of both of these sides, we are hoping and expecting a great showdown right there until the very final whistle. So after that 6-meter shot goal, let's see what the Dutch side has to offer as their answer. Again, two players as a possible options as the acting two centers. And enough for an exclusion, that is. A good job from Pien Gorter, drawing another extra player situation for her national team. It's Margariti who's out. So free formation, more or less. The here, and it's in. 4-2. First situation that is put to the best use possible thanks to Mariolin De Geer. So 50% of shot efficiency when it comes to extra players. Of course, talking about the Dutch national team. As it comes for her, player born in 2009, the youngest one on the team, that is, player of Polar Bears. Gets her name on the score sheet as well in the first quarter, and it's now a bit over than 2 minutes. And that's gonna be all from the first period. Onto the right side of the attack, but then again, keep an eye out on the center, who is now getting a position, but it lasted for a second or so. Not enough for one of her teammates to send the ball to her, and now it is the center forward that is doing yet another fall in the attack. Turnover fall given, as you saw there, as we confirmed there. So now it's odds with the ball. Ovens sends it over to the closest option. There's a player in the left side, well, on the left side, available for the pass. Not really for a clear attempt there. 7 seconds on the shot clock. No shot right after the fall, and a turnover was given. Yet again, on this side of the pool, given what the Dutch center did there, didn't go unnoticed by the referee. A shot that will go in from the right wing. That's what happens when you don't stop the player in time. And Androniki Karajani spotted the opportunity and went all in for her when it comes to this tournament. 10th goal overall. And she is indeed one of the top scorers when it comes to the Greek national team here in Oiras. And as I mentioned for Gorter on the other side, the one that, of course, was a part of that golden Dutch national team that was crowned the champions of Europe back in January in Funchal. On the other side, we have Androniki Karajani, who was bronze in Funchal with the Greek senior national team, the player of Ethnikos, in case I didn't mention that before. Last 50 seconds of the first quarter. It's Karajani now with the ball. Still Karajani. All the other players, teammates of her, breaking free in the counter, well covered. And it's Krasa going for the ball on the left. Karajani's option is to send it to the right wing. No clear possibility to send it to the center. Now there is a slight opportunity, and she will do just that. Salta Manica. 3 seconds till the end. Karajani will make an attempt, and it's an easy save for von Leuven. Final 20 seconds when it comes to this third quarter. Well, I'll make that final 10-ish seconds, if even that much. Gorter. Turnover fall, yet again, this time on Klein Luchtebelt. And the final 5 seconds, and the final attempt will go to Furaki, saved by von Leuven. That is all when it comes to the first 8 minutes of this clash. Team Netherlands 4, Team Greece 3. And as you saw there, Waterpolo Summers, especially in the past 2 seasons, past 2 years, you will know quite a few of these names, if not on the club level. Another swim-off won by the Greek national team. This one, again, thanks to Drakotu. And again, a reminder, 4-3 in favor of the Dutch national team is the result we're entering this second period with. A lot of movement, a lot of swim through from the Greek national team players trying to open up a bit more of a space. The center open to the receiving the pass from the left side being Tsiugri. And the referee stated there, was that a 2 meters? I think so, if I could see that correctly. If not, apologies. Godefroy. The lefty sends it over to her teammate, who draws a penalty. So, thanks to Pin Gorter, Drakotu now has a personal foul to her name as well. And it's up to Nicoleta Kyriakopoulou to try and prevent this penalty shot from going in, from bringing the +2 back for the Dutch side. And it might really be Pin Gorter, the player who drew the opportunity in the first place. And she sends it in. The second goal for the number 7 of the Dutch side. So it's now 5-3. We'll take a look at that shot one more time from this angle as well. To the left side to Kovacevic. Karajani. Immediate answer from the number 11 of the Greek national team. (5-4) as the current result, and we do have time to see that Karampetsu's goal yet again. In case you missed in the previous matches, there we go. Exceptional quality when it comes to the 6-meter shots from the action shots. You saw what she did in the 2 previous situations, and we'll see will the Dutch side prevent more of those to come. Another ball trying to find the center, which was yet again a good call, and this time thanks to Van der Elst. They have the extra player opportunity in the pool, a third one that is. De Geer. Godefroy. De Geer. Onto the left side, and you saw the reaction from the referee. We're gonna add another personal foul, this one to number 3, being Kovacevic. So 2 to her name now after this foul worthy of a penalty shot. And we'll see, will the 100% of efficiency stay when it comes to this department? And will it be Linde Hakstein, another Polo Bears player, we are adding to the score sheet as well, which will add +2 back to Team Netherlands. Hakstein does not score. We're staying at that 5-4 situation here in Oiras, and we're gonna take a look at that penalty shot one more time. So 50% of efficiency when it comes to the 5-meter shots so far. A good ball to the center spotter from the right wing, and that is how you do it. A great reaction, first of all, from the player on the right wing who spotted Niki Tsiuri. And she did the rest from the 2-meter line. I think this player is the one who will secure another leveling of the score when it comes to these 2 national teams. So 5-5 with not even full 2 minutes of the second quarter being played. As you saw there, both of the national teams trying to find their center players so far. When it comes to the Dutch side, they were the ones a bit better in that department when you look at the defense, of course. But that's the price you pay when you're not concentrated all the way and when the right ball comes from the right position. Another woodwork has been hit, and now a counter-attack. Will Karajani send it in? Karajani scores! 6-5 for the Greek side. So the last time Greek side had a +1 was all the way back to the beginning of the match. To be precise, it was Karampetsu's goal for 1-0. And then the Dutch side reduced the deficit, was on +2, +1 situation mainly. And then a mini series of 2 goals in a row for the Greek national team is what brings us to the 6-5 in favor of Xenophon Lempesi's side. Gorter sends it back to the right side to Ovens. Ovens yet again, 7 seconds till the end, a turnover fall given. Possession goes back to Nicoleta Kyriakopoulou. And let's see, who will she find from her teammates? Mainly it is the right side, and it's going to be this time as well. As the first possession from the goalkeeper. Kovacevic. Krasa Finds the right winger. It's only a second left till the end of the attack, and the shot is blocked. Entering the final 5 minutes till the halftime. Van Leuven trying to spot somebody who turned around and is waiting for the pass. It's gonna be Hiddink. Still Hiddink. Hiddink does not take a shot herself. 6 more seconds to find the optimal solution. Hiddink. Make that free now. Van der Meer. No change to the scoreline from this previous Dutch attack. Again, we'll take a look at that a bit closer up here in the replay. An attempt from Saltamanica, saved by Van Leuven. Saltamanica being pushed by Van der Elst, or being held by her, that would be a better description. That shot attempt from quite a bit of a distance there from Van der Meer. And we'll take a look at that shot from this angle as well. Skip shot that goes over the goal, which now brings us to, well, let's round it up to 3.5 minutes till the halftime. Still, +1 in favor of the Greek side. Might be +2 if they convert this extra player attack. Hiddink is out for the first time. Second attempt with the extra player for the Greek national team. Saltamanica gets a bit closer. Free formation for the Greek side. Fouraki and Saltamanica. Rafaela Saltamanica scores for the second time, so it's Cardani as well as Karampetsu with, of course, the previously and the firstly mentioned Saltamanica as the players who have scored a brace so far. But this goal, which is the courtesy of Saltamanica, is the one that brings the first +2 advantage to the Greek side. Here, another ball towards, well, one of the two center options, being Gorter. Foul on Gorter, 3 more seconds. Yet another ball that was meant for the center, but this time the Dutch side is beaten by the shot clock. Almense has to leave the ball, swing back into defense. Kovacevic immediately sends it to the right side, and that is to Fouraki. Margariti waiting for the ball, spotted by Gorter, who went back to help out her teammate. Now it's Krasa. Kovacevic onto the right wing position, but not into the back of the net, thanks to Van Leuven and her yet another save. Shot up then from the left back position, but with a skip shot, another woodwork has been hit. Kyriakopoulou has 2 options in the counter attack. Opts for the right one for Margariti, if I'm not mistaken, and that's a goal. No mistake there. A goal from Cassiana Maria Margariti. Another new face, I should say, to the score sheet, or a new name and surname, whatever you prefer. And that is definitely cause for concern and immediate alarm that went off for the Dutch head coach, who calls for a timeout. Because if you didn't tag along from the very beginning, after that first goal, courtesy of the Greek side, it is the Dutch side that overturned the deficit went into the advantage of being, well, +2, +1. Either of those two. And now we have a situation that from 5-3, the last goal scored by Gorter, it was Karampezzo, Siugri, and then Karagiani, Saltamanica, Margariti. So 3 in a row then for the Greek national team. A series of 3 goals that went unanswered by the Dutch side, which, like I said, was an immediate reason for concern for Richard von Eck. And we'll see, will they find a solution to break the goal-scoring drought with now, well, around a minute and 40 seconds still to come prior to the halftime. Godefroy from the left wing to the center, and the 3 different Greek players went back to help out the, well, 2 different players went back and helped out the center back. Ball stolen without any additional repercussions. Less than a minute and 20 seconds left. Karagiani opts for a shot herself. No goal number 3 for the Greek number 11. And we're gonna see which player is gonna get the exclusion. Might be Furaki. We'll wait for the confirmation on that. Yep, it is the player with the cap number 4. It's her first personal foul. Another extra player opportunity for the Dutch national team. Again with the free formation here. De Geer onto the left side, and there's the goal worthy of -2 now for the Dutch national team. Linde Hagstein. Number 1 for her when it comes to this quarterfinals. After those 3 in a row for the Greek side, there's the first Dutch answer. On to the final, well, 50-ish seconds prior to the halftime. Karagiani finds her center forward. A great reaction from the left wing there. Great reaction of Kiers, if I'm not mistaken. Von Leuven. Final 20 seconds of the second quarter. Is there enough time for a goal that will bring the deficit to only 1 for the Dutch side? Van der Meer. Out to the right wing, on to Godefroy. Hagstein, no goal, and as it seems, no time there whatsoever when it comes to the second quarter. So 8-6 in favor of the Greek national team is the current result. The result we're gonna enter the second half with. Two quarters down, 2 more to go. It's Team Netherlands 6, Team Greece 8 as the current result, the one we're entering the third and penultimate quarter of the second quarter-final match with, and we're gonna open it with yet another swim-off won by the Greek side. Drakotu. Over to the right back position. The skip shot won't go in thanks to the Dutch goalie. Caitlin van Leuven gets another save to her name. Keeps the distance and the difference of those two goals. A penalty shot or a turnover fall. The second option is the one we're gonna witness here in the pool. Karajani. Drakotu. Drakotu back to Karajani. The Dutch national team head coach calls for the 2 meters there of the Greek center. And a turnover fall is apparently given. We were seeing Caitlin van Leuven in the close-up there, so missed what happened, what was the reason for that switch of the possession, but nevertheless, educated guess would be indeed a turnover fall. Karajani. Krasa. Krasa to Papadopoulou. Papadopoulou tries to find the center, ball stolen. Thanks to Ovens. Kiers to the right wing, back to Kiers. Hiring finds the right wing. And there's the exclusion, there's the extra player for the Dutch side. And it's Siugri, the player with the cap number 9, who has to go out. And the goal coming from the right wing with the extra player, thanks to the number 14, Lien Godefroy. She's the one that will cut the deficit back to only 1 goal of a difference. Save for Caitlin van Leuven. Van den Meer. Klein Luchtebelt. Godefroy. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kiers. Godefroy sends it to the right side of the pole and swims back into defense. Kyriakopoulou. Beta. Onto the left side of the attack. Back to the number 8. Now it's Krasa. Beta sends it over to the center, but a great reaction from Gorter, who was the closest to the ball. Secures another possession for the Dutch national team. Dahir from the left wing. No change to the score line. Let's take a look at that one more time from this angle. We added the +1 in the department of saves when it comes to Kriakopulu. Furaki has Beta, now gets the ball to her. Beta save for Van Leeuwen yet again. Turnover full. Will the Greek side extend their lead, get their advantage back to +2? Because the only goal we have seen so far was that from Godefroy at the beginning of the third quarter to make it this exact current state. That is 8-7 for the Greek national team. Another turnover fall. And still without a goal. So let's see, will a change in this attack? Gorter. Back to Dahir. On the right wing, there it is. Maybe I should have said the previous sentence a bit sooner, huh? Number 14 being Lien Godefroy, the PSV player. Scores for the first time. Sorry, for the second time when it comes to this match. So the brace of Dutch number 14 is a reason for concern for this man. And let's see what Xenophon Limpesis has to say to his players. Just to remind you, it was +3 for his side. 3 in a row scored by the Greek players, and then 3 in a row for the Dutch players since the end of the second and beginning of the third quarter. And like I said, reason for concern and anger, as you saw as well and heard. But still, we're far from over when it comes to this second quarter final. In case you missed, we already found out the name of our first quarter finalist, well, semi-finalist that is, in the first quarter final, and that is Team Hungary. And is it gonna be Team Netherlands or Team Greece? Well, around 2.5 minutes of this quarter and 8 minutes of the last one before we find out. Another exclusion, another extra player for the Greek national teams, as U20 is the one who goes out for the first time. Karajani. Karajani hits the woodwork. Second attempt for the Greek side, but the excluded player will go back to the field of play. Back to Karajani. Karajani does not score in the end. The ball didn't fully pass the, like we like to call it, imaginary goal line. And on the other side, as we were witnessing that replay, thanks to the number 12, Klein Luchtebeld, the captain, another penalty shot is secured, so that means Pien Gorter will be called to action. Pien Gorter, who already has 2 goals, Godefroy and her, as the top scorers so far with a brace each. Is this a hat-trick of goals? It is! 8-9 was the result that we are seeing on the graphics, but it should be 9-9, and there it is. So make that 4 in a row for the Dutch national team. Thanks to Huckstein, 2 goals from Godefroy, and now Gorter's 3rd goal of the match from a penalty for the 2nd time, if my math is mathing, if my statistics is correct. Yet another penalty shot goal from her brings the Dutch side into the advantage, a minimum one that is, with around a minute and 40 seconds till the end. A great save for Caitlin von Leuven. But after that, of course, additional 18 seconds for the Greek side, starting off from Karampetsu. Additional option on the left post. Will that be given a turnover fall? It will. Harsh battle. No additional repercussions just yet. No exclusions in the transition as well too. Dahir, no goal from her. Second attempt, nope. Third time's not gonna be the charm, not gonna be an opportunity even for the Dutch national team. And let's see the previous situation, because I wasn't sure, was it first a block and then a save for Kyriakopoulou or not? Or was it both her saves in that previous situation? Krasa attempts to take a shot herself. No +1 back to the Greek side. And I guess we can count how many times the post or overall woodwork has been hit when you compare the two sides. 2 versus 1 situation. Will Gorter score? And she will. The ball is in for the 4th time when it comes to Pien Gorter in this second quarterfinal match. Top scorer of the Dutch side when it comes to this match. Gets them to +2 of an advantage for the first time since the beginning of the second quarter, when it was exactly Gorter who scored for 5-3. Then a period of the Greek domination from the second portion of the second quarter. Then back to the Dutch side, who leveled the score and then got into the advantage. Will the minimum one stay? Well, let's see. Can they defend themselves with one less player in the pool, as Hiring is out for the second time? She has to be careful not to get the third and final exclusion. Karampetsu. Another save for Caitlin von Leuven. What a match for the Dutch goalie. Let's take a look at this Santa Monica's shot. Final 4 seconds. Final attempt from Gorter or not. Let's see. Make that final 2 seconds. And a good block, which means we're staying at Netherlands 10, Greece 8. As a result, we are entering this. And turnovers, well, pick and choose. How many of these did you witness? Not only in this tournament maybe, but as I said, 8 minutes is a lot, and now we'll see just how much. Is it enough for the Greek side to secure their place among the top 4, or is it going to be enough for the Dutch side? First swim-off won by the Dutch national team thanks to Ovens, so it's 3-1 when it comes to the first possessions in the quarters. A backhanded shot attempt saved by Kyriakopoulou. And then the referee says a turnover falls, so second attempt for Team Netherlands when it comes to potential +3 of an advantage. Now let's see. Van den Meer to the center back, now to the right back and the left one. As you saw, Gorter was the one who was supposed to get the ball, but her opponent, with a clever trick, holding her below the surface of waters, preventing her from getting the ball, is what gives the opportunity to the Greek national team now, after full 60 seconds of the last quarter, are down. It was Nefeliana Krasa with her attempt. Like I said, just count how many woodworks, how many posts we've witnessed being hit in the first 3 quarters. Kovacevic, now to the right to Dracotu. Dracotu opens the angle. Dracotu scores after a full quarter, being the third one that is, without a single goal scored. Despina Dracotu puts an end to the goal-scoring draw. The Olympiacos player makes it 10-9. As for Dracotu, first goal of the match for her. An extremely important goal that is. And look at the, of course, situation from the mental perspective. After not scoring for more than 8 minutes, for sure. Extremely valuable, extremely important Greek goal. Now let's see the Dutch side's answer. A good block from number 4, Furaki. Another 18 seconds of the attack for Team Netherlands. De Geer back to the right side. Amazing assist, and it will count. Even though the Greek side is not happy with that decision, the ball did indeed go fully in. And it should be 11-9 after this decision for Team Netherlands. And you guessed it, it was yet again Pien Gorter, one of the key players, not only in this game, but overall when you look at this under-20 Dutch national team. And she did confirm just that with her 5th goal of the match here in Oeiras. A great assist. We will definitely give applause for that and give credit where credit is due to her teammate that spotted her in time and gave her a good ball. Margariti opts for the closest option, being Krasa, and then goes for a swim through as an additional center. Well, it seemed like that was the idea. A good ball to the center, and she does the rest. So thanks to, is it number 9? I think it is, Tsiugri. She draws an exclusion, but the switch of possession after Van der Linde's exclusion now gives the Dutch side a chance to make it +3. Immediately, Gorter is the one being found. Gorter being dispossessed by Krasa, but it is a foul according to the referee. No need to rush anything here. The player on the right wing waiting for the rest of her teammates to come to the attacking phase of the match. Hacks into the center and Gorter scores yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess this is a Pien Gorter show because this is her 6th goal of this quarterfinals. What a game for Gorter. I mean, practically almost single-handedly putting this game to rest, but, and that is caps lock, but 5 more minutes until the end, until the final whistle, so plenty to be played for here. Plenty of time for the Greek side as well. We witnessed that already and what they can do in a short amount of time, but time is running out. So they need to come up with a solution, preferably for them in this attack, immediately to cut it back to 2 again. Furaki saved by Van Leuven. Again, when it matters the most, the Dutch goalie is at the highest level possible with yet another save. Gorter doesn't spot Van der Meer in time, so she goes out to the outfield line, opening the space up for her teammate, being Klein Luchtebelt. Klein Luchtebelt secures another 18 seconds of the possession. On to, well, you guessed it, Gorter. Hiddink. Kiers to the right wing, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Hiddink to the left, Van der Meer. A great block there from Dracotu. Prevents the ball from going in the way of Kyriakopoulos' goal. 4:13, that's the time we have left. When it comes to this quarterfinal, +3 for the Dutch side. Karampetsu finds Dracotu. Dracotu, an exclusion, yep. And it is the Dutch center back, De Geer, that has to go out. Karajani from one winger to another, and it's blocked, but it goes in. Even though it was initially blocked, it does go into the back of Von Leuven's net. And it's now back to 2 goals of a difference, thanks to Aspasia Furaki. Extra player opportunity used with less than 4 minutes till the final whistle. I said we might go back in circle. Underline it in red, the third quarter that is, which might determine our second semi-finalist. A backhanded attempt there from the center. Waterpolo has it covered. Who does she find with her pass? Let's see. It's Karajani on that right wing position. Still Karajani, with now only 8 seconds to come up with a solution. It's Karampetsu. Karampetsu draws an exclusion. I think it is the opposite side's number 12, Klein Luchtebelt, who has to go out for the first time, and there's the confirmation on that. More than 3 minutes. Another extra player opportunity won't be used. It won't be used thanks to Von Leuven, and then her teammates, most likely being Haxton there, who got the ball as well right after she made a save. Yep, number 4 is in question. We confirmed that from the replay. Less than 3 minutes. Godefroy. Gorter. Again, Godefroy. 5 seconds till the end. It's Van der Meer. Second till the end of the attack. The ball goes to the right side of the pool. Of course, given a bit more time for the Dutch side to go back into defense, not to get any player breaking free in the counter attack. Drakoto. Ball is at the left side of the attack, and ball is yet again blocked. Safe in possession on Van Leuven. And you saw the reaction of Pien Gorter there. Not only, of course, doing the job in the attacking phase, but also in the defensive department as well. 2 more seconds till the end of this attack. Lob that was saved thanks to Aspasia Furaki. Amazing reaction there from the Greek side's number 4. But the Greek side has less and less time. Around a minute and 30 seconds that is, with 2 goals of a deficit. Can they take it to a penalty shootout at least? Let's see. Karampetsu. Dutch side again. With a great piece of defending in crucial moments. Van der Meer. To the closest option with now less than 10 seconds prior to the end of this attack. Haxtin. Haxtin to the center. Great reaction from Krasa, the center back of the Greek side, as you heard there. And as you can see yourself, it is the last minute of the match. Time is running out for the Greek side. Karajani. 10 seconds to the end of this attack, and a timeout called by Xenophon Lempesis. under 15 men's national team coach, assistant coach of the senior Greek women's national team, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him from Funchal. Now with the final 30 seconds and what might be a final attempt when it comes to his national team to bring a bit more of a drama in this final 30-ish seconds. Immediate timeout called by Richard von Eck after this previous missed opportunity of his opponents. And as each second passes by, we are indeed closer to the scenario where we, well, practically go back to that third quarter, because the foundations of a top 4 finish was set right there when it comes to this match and Dutch side's performance. 4 goals in a row that went unanswered. And as the things are looking, not enough time to bring a bit more drama and suspense in this final seconds of the match, if I'm correct. And like I said, given the circumstances, I think it will be indeed that way. Well, the Dutch side will wait and use every possible second of the attack that they have at their disposal to pretty much keep the 2 goals of a difference. Might even make it free after this penalty for Aki's third and final exclusion. And we'll see which player will go. Van der Linden is the player who drew the penalty there. Will she pass the ball to Gorter or some other player? We're gonna find out soon. Well, we guessed it. It is Gorter. Cap number 7 en route to score her 7th goal of this quarter-finals. A goal that will only confirm what we already know, and that is that Team Netherlands is our second semi-finalist. Goal number 7, ladies and gentlemen. What a performance from Pien Gorter. A household name already. Like I said, you had a pleasure to watch her when it comes to the Dutch senior national team, with who she already has a gold medal. After that dramatic penalty shootout against the Hungarian national team, and now it is Hungary, it is Netherlands as 2 teams that we already know are among the top 4 teams when it comes to this under 20 championships. Amazing.